In the immediate aftermath of World War II, the American automotive landscape was defined by pre-war designs and reliable but uninspired flathead engines. That all changed in 1949 when Oldsmobile introduced the Rocket 88. While some argue about the exact definition of a muscle car, historians overwhelmingly point to this moment as the true genesis. By dropping their high-performance Rocket V8 engine into the smaller, lighter chassis of the Model 76, Oldsmobile created a power-to-weight ratio previously unheard of in a mass-produced vehicle. This wasn't just a new model, it was a revolution in engineering philosophy that bridged the gap between luxury cruising and raw speed. Today, we dive deep into the mechanics and the cultural impact of the 1949 Oldsmobile Rocket 88, the machine that set the template for every GTO, Charger, and Mustang that followed. The heart of the Rocket 88 was its revolutionary 303 cubic inch V8 engine. Developed under the leadership of engineer Kettering, this was the first mass-produced high-compression overhead valve V8. While the industry was stuck with low-efficiency side valve engines, Oldsmobile introduced a short-stroke design that allowed for higher RPMs and better volumetric efficiency. This 303 CID powerhouse delivered 135 horsepower, which was a staggering figure for its time, especially considering the engine's potential for further tuning. This engine didn't just power a car, it started an arms race between Detroit's Big Three. The overhead valve architecture allowed for much better breathing and heat dissipation, marking the end of the flathead era and the beginning of the high-performance V8 supremacy in America. The genius of the Rocket 88 wasn't just the engine itself, but what Oldsmobile did with it. They took the heavy-duty Rocket V8, which was originally intended for the larger 98 series, and stuffed it into the smaller, lighter chassis of the entry-level 76 model. This resulted in the 88 designation. By combining the 303 cubic inch V8 with a platform that was several hundred pounds lighter than the luxury models, they achieved a performance level that embarrassed cars twice its price. This formula, putting a large, powerful engine into a mid-sized or small body, is the foundational definition of a muscle car. It offered a nimble feel and rapid acceleration that left competitors in the dust, effectively creating a performance package that appealed to a younger, speed-hungry generation of post-war drivers. The Rocket 88 didn't just look fast on paper, it dominated the racetrack. In the early days of NASCAR, when stock really meant stock, the Rocket 88 was the car to beat. In the inaugural 1949 season, it won 6 out of the 9 races held. It was essentially a race car you could buy from a showroom floor. Drivers like Red Byron and Curtis Turner proved that the Oldsmobile's high-compression V8 and sturdy chassis were far superior to the competition on the dirt tracks of the South. Between 1949 and 1952, the Rocket 88 won more races than any other make, cementing its reputation for durability and performance. This track success was a massive marketing tool, leading to the famous win on Sunday, sell on Monday philosophy that defined the industry for decades. The impact of the Rocket 88 extended far beyond the garage and the racetrack. It permeated American culture. Many music historians credit the Rocket 88 as the inspiration for the very first rock and roll record. In 1951, Jackie Brenston and his Delta Cats, with a young Ike Turner on piano, recorded Rocket 88. The lyrics were a direct tribute to the car's speed and style, featuring lines about cruising with my Rocket 88. This connection between high-performance cars and youth culture, music, and rebellion was born here. The car became a symbol of freedom and modernism. It wasn't just a way to get from point A to point B, it was a lifestyle statement. The Rocket 88 captured the zeitgeist of an optimistic, forward-looking America that valued power, speed, and the open road. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the engineering. The 303 cubic inch engine featured a compression ratio of 7.25 to 1, which was remarkably high for the gasoline available at the time. It utilized a 2-barrel carburetor in its initial form, producing 263 pound-feet of torque at just 1,800 RPM. This low-end grunt provided the off-the-line acceleration that became a hallmark of the muscle car experience. Furthermore, the Rocket 88 often came equipped with the Hydra-matic automatic transmission, one of the first reliable automatics that could actually handle high torque loads. This combination made high performance accessible to the average driver, not just those who could master a heavy manual clutch. The engine's sturdy bottom end and forged steel crankshaft also made it a favorite for early hot rodders who wanted to push the power even further. While the engine was the star, the Rocket 88's design was equally influential. Oldsmobile leaned heavily into the Futurama and space age aesthetics of the late 1940s. The car featured a prominent rocket hood ornament and stylized emblems that suggested speed even when the car was stationary. The Futuramic styling included a wraparound windshield and integrated fenders that were a departure from the separate ponton style of the pre-war era. Inside, the cabin was plush, reflecting Oldsmobile's position as a premium brand within General Motors. It offered a mix of chrome, high-quality fabrics, and a sophisticated dashboard layout. This combination of luxury interior and world-class performance created an iron fist in a velvet glove persona that defined the brand for years. The Rocket 88 looked as fast as it felt. When the Rocket 88 hit the market, it didn't just compete with Ford and Chevy, it went after Cadillac. In 1949, Cadillac also released a high-compression OHV V8, but it was housed in much larger, more expensive cars. The Oldsmobile Rocket 88 offered nearly identical performance for a fraction of the price. This internal GM rivalry pushed engineering boundaries further. The 88 was so successful that it quickly became Oldsmobile's best-selling model, accounting for a huge portion of their total volume by 1950. It proved that there was a massive market for performance-oriented vehicles that didn't sacrifice everyday usability. By outperforming luxury brands on the street and on the track, the Rocket 88 established Oldsmobile as the engineering division of GM, a reputation they would hold on to for decades. The 1949 Oldsmobile Rocket 88 provided the essential blueprint that the muscle car movement would follow in the 1960s. The concept was simple but effective: high-displacement V8, lightweight chassis, and affordable pricing. Without the success of the 88, we might never have seen the Pontiac GTO or the Plymouth Roadrunner. It showed manufacturers that speed sold cars. The Rocket 88 also pioneered the use of high-octane fuels and helped drive the development of the modern American highway system, as people now had cars capable of sustained high-speed travel. Its influence is seen in every performance sedan and coupe that prioritizes engine output over all else. The Rocket 88 wasn't just a car, it was the spark that ignited the high-performance fire in Detroit that burned for over 20 years. As we look back at the history of the automobile, few cars carry the weight of the 1949 Oldsmobile Rocket 88. It was a perfect storm of engineering brilliance, fortuitous timing, and cultural resonance. It gave the world the first mass-produced OHV V8. It dominated the birth of NASCAR, and it even inspired the birth of rock and roll. For the automotive enthusiast, the Rocket 88 is more than a classic. It is a foundational text. It represents the moment when the car stopped being mere transportation and became an expression of power and freedom. Whether you're a fan of vintage racing, a muscle car collector, or an industry professional, the legacy of the Rocket 88 is undeniable. It truly was the first of its kind, and it remains a high watermark in American industrial history.